What's up, entertainers? What's up, entertainers?
Back at it again with another video. It's your boy James in the cut.
And your girl Megan.
You look so sad. Like,
Yeah. And if y'all see us wearing the same outfits, we're not grimy. We're filming them all in one day. So just to let you know.
yeah,
I promise. We're washing clothes today. So
got to.
welcome back to another freaking video. What's the topic for the day, sir? See, now you're slouching. In the other video, you look like it. See?
Y'all depends.
He's quite a bit taller than me. He's almost a foot taller than me. I don't know why.
So today we're doing relationships in college.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom,
And we're
boom.
talking about our relationship in particular because we can't talk about anybody's relationship because we're not a part of it.
Exactly.
So, we are going to share with you guys the best part, the worst part, something that we both have learned, and then also some areas that we know that we probably still need to improve in. So, 4 categories. I hate 4
She
categories.
is a thumb, y'all. Thumb is not a finger.
It's an appendix.
It's appendix.
I don't think you said that right.
It's appendix.
You're not saying it right.
It
An
is
appendix.
appendix.
Anyways.
Science, y'all. I don't have
Science,
I don't
biology,
have
chemistry.
English. I don't need it.
I heard somebody be like, on those like bad tweets, and somebody was like, "This is why we're in America. We speak American. Over in England, they speak English." And I was like, "Whoa, what education system did you go? Let me avoid that for my children." Like, whoa. Nobody loved you enough to let you know it's still English. It's just with the accent.
That's it,
Like,
right.
nobody loved you enough. I'm sorry.
To inform you.
Anyways, so yeah, do you want to say the best part first or the worst part?
Best part.
Okay, what's your opinion? What's the best part of being able to date while in college?
Encouragement.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, motivation, y'all. You know, some days you wake up. For me, I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to do this homework, man. I don't want to do nothing. I want to lay here. I want to sleep. I can't do schoolwork. I don't want to do it. I'm lazy. No. Get your lazy butt up. And then we're going to get this work done.
Yeah.
Say how I be. I'm like, man, we're going to get this work done. And they go vice versa. We go back and forth, helping each other, encouraging each other, motivating each other to get our work done and cheering each other on. Especially if we're struggling in one area. If we're doing homework and we're struggling, we try our best to help out each other. You know, we 2 different majors helping out each other, you know. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say motivation actually, because I know I have some. Well, I have some friends that date in college, but it's not like a committed type of dating. They're just kind of like dating around, which nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging at all. For us, unless God is like God comes out as himself and he's like, y'all are not getting married, we plan on getting married. So as far as motivation, it's like, okay, I want to start a family with you. The harder I work now, the hopefully the better of a future we can have for ourselves, for our kids, for our grandkids. And that's the goal. You know, neither of us are spending thousands of dollars
Oh, we poor, y'all.
like a year to not be able to provide for our families. And so we know that we want to start a family together. And so it motivates you when you're sitting there and you're like, dang, I got a test. You know, they said they dropped the lowest one. I could just take an L and take that 75 as my lowest test. I don't feel like taking this other one. You look over and it's like, there's my future husband, you know, like hopefully and prayerfully we'll have kids one day. Am I doing them a disservice or a service by not putting in that work, that extra work? Because sometimes, let's be honest, we don't put ourselves first. We don't think, well, how could this affect me in the future? But when you look at the people that you love and you say, how could it affect them? That might motivate you and click you in to be like in another gear, get like a second wind and be like, no, I need to do this. So James said encouragement, I said motivation. I think those two are definitely.
Well, I said encouragement and motivation.
Well,
you
yeah.
just added on to
The motivation. Yeah. I didn't know that you were going to say motivation. We didn't talk about this before.
Yeah.
What we were
It's
gonna say.
unscripted, y'all.
We're not going to script our videos.
It's real.
That's stupid.
Raw.
Yeah.
Uncut. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so for us, in our opinion, if y'all have other things you want to add, definitely let us know down below.
In the comments, y'all.
Or on Instagram, hit us up.
Slide in our DMs.
Slide in. We have one DM
We got one DM
for this channel.
for this channel.
But anyways, yeah. So just for us, it's encouragement and motivation. I guess are the two. There's a bunch of other things as well, but those are the top two that we could think of. That yeah.
Top two.
So what's one of the worst things?
Time management. The reason why I say time management is because I'm a full time student and I'm a full time worker as well. I work. No. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh Lord, I am sorry, y'all.
I'll edit it out.
Sorry, y'all. Alarm went off
I'll
to wake
edit
me
it.
up.
I'll edit it.
Oh. All right, so I'm a full-time student, a full-time worker. So I go back and forth between school and work. I'm more of a closer at night, so it's kind of like hard in a sense, but I try my best to find time with my baby, my beautiful baby, and things. But some days it's hard because sometimes, going from school to work to close and coming back and things get do homework, then hanging out with my baby, staying up till like 2 o'clock, 3, 4 in the morning type deal.
No.
I stay up that late.
Yeah, I do not. He goes back to his dorm and starts playing video games. Please do not let him think he is staying up with me until 3 a.m. No.
I stood up before you.
Yeah, if we're studying for finals, but if we're just like hanging out, you either stay in my living room and play on here and then head home, or you go back and you play for hours.
I haven't done that.
Did y'all pick that? He tried to throw me under the bus with him. I was like, hold up, partner. No.
Well, I haven't done that in a while.
That's true. He hasn't. I got on to him. And his grades got on to him too.
Anyways, I try my best to make time for my baby.
Yeah,
and
that is
sometimes it does get hard some days.
Yeah. For me, I was going to say the hardest thing is fitting in. Let me explain. Most of our friends are single. If they're not single, they're in non-committed relationships. So it's hard for us if we want to have like a double date or things like that, because there's very few friends of ours that live in Johnson City that go to college that understand, we got other things to do and stuff like that. But most of our friends are single, or the ones that are our relationships are back in Chattanooga. So it's hard because a lot of the times the single ones don't understand. How do I put this? Screw it. I like being with James, okay? I like having him around. He likes having me around. We've had people from his family try to sit us down and tell us how we're spending too much time together. It's been 2 years. I'm still not sick of him. And I knew him for a year and a half before then. I don't care what you have to say. It's your opinion. I could care less. I like being with James. Do I like having my girl time with my girls? Of course. Of course I do. It's my best friend just came up here for a little bit and stayed for the weekend, and we had the best time. But I like being with James. So for us as a couple, it would be great if we had other friends that were in relationships that we can talk about things that maybe our single friends, not that they don't understand, but that, you have some friends that if you talk about your relationship, because they're not in one, sometimes they get like pissy if you talk about it. Or then you have some friends that may not understand. Or then you have some friends who you got to keep your eye out for, because okay, this friend, if me and James broke up, would probably try to date him, and like vice versa. So you gotta, it's a balance. So I guess for for me, I guess one of the hardest parts in dating in college is that there's not many other people around that are have the same mindset in the same space, because a lot of people are out here partying and doing their thing, and that's great. And I think everybody has their own definition of living their best life. Me and James, our definition is going to school, working hard so we can get married. Like, that's, and have kids and have a future. Like, to us, that's living our best lives. Like, we'd rather work now so we can travel later, rather than party and play hard now and then have to work hard later in life. Does that make sense?
Yes. Guys, we want to travel.
Yeah.
Daggone it.
You got to have money for that, which means you need an education. You need a job. Well, and I mean, you can have money without going to college. I'm not saying college is the only way. For us, this is what we felt like was best for us.
Yes.
So
college is not for everybody.
No.
Best believe it's not.
So I think for me, the hardest part is just sometimes not having friends who understand the dynamic of being in committed relationship while being young. Because a lot of people make a joke out of it and they say, well, you're young, you really don't know. And I think to each their own. You can have your own opinion. You may not like being with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but besides, more important than us with the titles, we're best friends. And we like experiencing things together, and that's just how we work. You don't have to understand it because you're not in the relationship, so it's okay. But I think the hardest thing is just not having friends that sometimes can relate. And we have friends that do, like I said, but a lot of them are either back in Chattanooga. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, something that we've learned from being in a relationship while in college.
Communication.
For sure.
Ooh, Lord.
Blah, blah, blah.
Communication is key, y'all. If you don't have communication, it's going to be hard for you and your spouse to communicate
Not your
with
spouse yet.
you and your partner. It will be hard if y'all don't have no type of communication. You got to let each other know, hey, you know, class is running a little bit late, or hey, you know, work is gonna run a little bit later and things like that. And
Come pick me up from this building at this time so you're not stuck in the snow.
Yeah. But I like the snow, y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that the next time you're whining on the phone. Where are you at?
It'd be cold some days.
Yes,
but now I got some heater beaters. So, yeah, communication.
Something that I've learned. Communication is a good one. Okay, this goes along with that too. Patience. I feel like you said, this ties into what James was saying. You know, he has a job, and you know, we have a dog, and I have my apartment, and he has his dorm, and we have one car that we're sharing at the moment, and all these other things, and there's still bills, and there's this and that, and we still have goals and plans for our lives, and we still have dreams and aspirations, and there's a lot of parts that go into being in a relationship with anybody, whether you're dating your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. But not having patience on top of not communicating well just ruins relationships. And we've seen it happen, and it's almost ruined ours quite a few times, because one person is not patient enough to understand. Just because I think we both had to learn life is not a who had it worse competition. It's not. So just because I had a bad day does not mean James might not have had a bad day as well. Just because to me a bad day may be I broke my favorite glass that my mom gave me, which I promise Mom that's not happened. But you know, my mom gave me these crystals from my great grandmother, and they've been passed down, and I broke one. Again, that did not happen. I promise. I've taken very good care of those. But you know,
gotta make that disclaimer.
Yeah, Mommy, it did not happen.
Disclaimer.
They're
right
in
here.
the cupboard. They're safe. They are good. They're good. My daughters
secure.
Get them. They're fine.
The patches is secure.
But you know, that might have been like my breaking point that day, because I might have gotten a bad grade in class or something like that, and I just might have broke down and started crying. And meanwhile, James is at work, and let's say he gets into, you know, disagreement with one of his coworkers, and he comes, you know, here to drop the car off or to hang back out or whatever, and we're just being snippy and snappy with each other, and it's like, well, you don't know, at work I had this, well, at school and at home this happened, well, this happened, well, nobody's being patient enough or communicating enough to say, I'm sorry you had a hard day. I had a hard day too. Can we both vent and talk to one another? So you go first, and then I'll go. We really had to work on that, and still do. But we're definitely way better than we were at one point. But that's, I guess, having patience and communication for sure. Because, like I said, life is not a competition of who had it worse. We've had people tell us that we weren't really bullied because we weren't bullied how they were and how we're being weak. It's a lot. And so for our relationship, we're saying we've heard and experienced these things separately. How do we bring it into our relationship and make it work? And not being patient enough to understand, I'm not competing with you to see who had the harder day. I'm here so you can vent to me and I can try to help you through your struggles, and vice versa. And it has to be that give and take and that like type of like dance, like you're leading right now and then that back and forth. Because if not, it's gonna fail. So okay, and then one thing that you think that we need to improve on, or maybe couples in college should improve on, like still work on.
I really say time management.
Yeah.
I just say time management overall. That would be my biggest thing, is time management, man. Finding time and just really...
And quality time.
Quality time, yeah, pretty much.
Because you can sit there, but not like,
That slurp made me feel so uncomfortable.
Good. You made me feel uncomfortable last video.
And this video with my fish lips.
Yeah. So, for me, one thing that I think we still probably could improve on is taking advice, but not letting other people be in your relationship. This last year, we almost broke up at least 3 or 4 times due to either me or James letting other people in our relationship on a level that was not healthy, and it almost ruined our relationship. There's good advice, there's bad advice, there's just okay advice, and then there's people who are trying to straight up just tell you what to do in your life. Whether people like it or not, we might be young, but we're still adults and we're still figuring things out. We're gonna make mistakes, but just because you do your relationship one way and that's worked for you does not mean it's gonna work for us. And so we had to take a step back, and still do, and say, okay, I was given this advice. What do we think as a couple about this? Do we think that this would work for us or not? For instance, James has some family members who think you shouldn't spend this much time together, whereas my parents have been married 35 years, no cheating, faithfully, and they're together every single day. And when they're not, they're on the phone all the time. They are best friends, and you can see it when they walk into, they are best friends. They laugh together, they enjoy life together. And me and James are similar to that. We're not just like that because we're not them. So I think we had to, and still are having to, remember advice is wonderful and it's great, but we got to still do what's best for our relationship. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is kind of a long video, so I'm gonna see if I can shorten it a little bit for y'all. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share the link, and then you can subscribe. Once you do that, what you gotta do, baby? Tell them.
Smack that bell icon like you can never...
Yes.
Okay, that was that. I like when I catch you off guard.
Oh.
It's good. Smack that bell icon for notification whenever we drop new videos. So to RJMD.
What? So you to RJMD.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What kind of
Smack
English?
that bell icon so you can stay up to date with our JMD Entertainment.
Yes.
For you guys, our entertainers. It would mean so much to us.
Please. And remember, only you can live your life. Remember that. We just said that. Only you. Only you. If you're in a relationship, only y'all can live y'all's relationship. So you might as well entertain yourself along the way. Love you guys.
Deuces.
Mwah.